Welcome back to Left 4 Dead Garage. I'm gonna get back on Pinky. We got a new wiring harness and some other, well, we got a new wiring harness and a DEI master loom kit. So we're gonna move forward with getting the electrical situated, and pretty sure I said it before, but kind of the way I'm gonna do it is electrical, make sure it runs. I've seen a video of it running, but I want to for sure, with my own eyes, my own ears, see and watch this thing run. There's a few odds and ends I need to button up before we can do that, but so see it run, having the rear end rebuilt now. That video is already up. You can go take a look at that disaster. So then there'll be a video of putting it all back under the truck. But let's go over what we got here. I'll just use the Impala as a table because all the other tables around here have stuff all over them. So this is a DEI loom kit. It's a master loom kit. Part number is a 010663, and it comes with 5 foot of 1.5 inches, 6 foot of 1 inch, 10 foot of 3/4, 30 foot of 1/2 inch, 60 foot of 5/16, 15 foot of 3/16, 2 feet of 3/8 shrink tube, 1/4 inch shrink tube, 1 foot, 1/2 inch shrink tube, 1 foot of that. It's got 48 inch zip ties and 104 inch zip ties, silicone tape, electrical tape, and these handy dandy installation tools that you put in the loom and run through there. But yeah, so this is 10,000 times better than this pitiful Chinese handcuff that I can just straight see through. So, and then I can promise you that it will not look like that once it's installed. So, let's set that aside, put this back over here. Now, American Autowire harness. I researched American Autowire painless, Rebel Wire, and Ron Francis. Maybe somebody else, can't remember, but this one seemed to fit the bill the best, and it had some features that I liked, so that's what we went with. So it's a Power Plus 13, part number 510004. So it's fuse box and all. It comes with a map of instructions. It comes with a dimmer switch. It comes with a headlight switch. This truck had a lot of that, but I don't know diddly about it. And in the situation that I am in, I feel like I better know everything about everything before it leaves here. Because clearly I have some trust issues with what's been done before it came here. Power Plus dash harness, fuse box. This is designed to go under the dash on the left side, so that was another specific thing that I like. I was thinking this one came with the ignition switch, but I will probably buy another one. I will look at that one and see if it has a pigtail. I can't remember. If it doesn't, I will get one that I know is good and that we can trust. It comes with flashers, some relays, some connectors. What else is in here? And it should have, yeah, that's the guy. So that will connect to a GM column plug. Right now, I'm getting it mounted, making it look clean. I am no wiring wizard by no means. So it'll probably take me several tries before I get it to where I feel like it looks the best. And you know, it's one of those things. I can't just look at it and be like, oh, route it here. So it may take me a minute, but I will definitely do it to the best of my abilities. So this is alternator starter and headlight ground wiring kit. Pretty heavy wire from the battery to what is probably the alternator. All this stuff's nicely labeled. But let's jump in here and see what we can do with this. All right, I was kind of eyeballing this fuse block here. It will fit, thankfully. It will fit the existing bolt pattern. So I was kind of scared about that. Decided to take this fat mat, this kill mat type stuff, off the firewall. Well, for one, it was, as you can see, it's basically not sticking to anything anymore. That's simply because all this pink you see, that's overspray, and so that's kind of like putting it right on top of dirt. I mean, so you're only going to stick to what's falling off this firewall, and that's all it is all overspray. So you can see it where I'm wiping it away. So I had to look pretty hard, but I have 2 pieces of Summit brand, which it's made in USA. It's pretty good stuff. Had good reviews. That's what I did the entire Impala with. So I actually had more than I thought. So I got 2 pieces this size, and somehow managed to find my roller too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small piece out and stay, well, I think I'm going to stay above this cutout right here. So I'm just going to stop it off right there, because I need the fuse box on there before I need the kill mat or whatever on there before I put this fuse box on, because then I'll have to take it back off to put some sort of mat back down. It's the way they patch this thing. You can see daylight through this one. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they didn't. And then one of them actually, one that was right here, is actually stuck right there to that mat. So those will actually make it hard to put this stuff on, because I can't get it good and flat. But I'm going to have to get the nylon brush in here and try to knock these fuzzies off. And that's what all these little squares are, just where they've patched it. I'm going to take this out. Probably pull these bolts out, and or just back them back out till they're flush, and then we'll mat back over it. I'll poke a hole, and then the threads can come back through. But I need to stay above this, because I'm not sure how I'm going to repair all this like that. Something has to be done to this. I'm hoping to buy a firewall section and a toe board, and we'll fix it back some way or another. Also, this stuff was just covered up with the sound deadener. All that's going to do, I mean, I'm looking at the tire. I mean, you probably can't see it in there, but I'm looking at the tire, and all that's going to do, when and if she drives it in the rain, it's going to run right down. Sit right here in this floorboard, and you're back to a potential rotted truck. So those need to be fixed in some way or fashion, some way or another. I feel like that stuff probably should just be welded up. It's not up here at the firewall where it's pink. So, I mean, this stuff can just be, POR15 back over, and then some spray bed liner or undercoat or whatever over it. So that's what those need for sure. There's some other holes here. I don't really know what's going on with that. These small holes, maybe just those 2. I don't know. Maybe that was for the kick panels. But I need to pull this grommet, back these out, and try to clean this up as much as possible so we can get some sound deadening to stick, and then mount the fuse box. All right, I got this firewall sort of kind of cleaned up. Got most of the stuff knocked off here, way up in here. Ground, I don't know what this booger or whatever that was. Got most of it ground down. Didn't want to get too crazy, because I didn't want their hole to appear on the other side, and where that one little tag came off, ground that down. Got those bolts. I actually just cut them off because that was a hood hinge, and I didn't want to mess with that, so they didn't need to be that long anyway. Probably gonna weld this hole up, but like I said, I'm gonna stop probably around here. I think I'm gonna stop above this hole here, and we'll just fill it back in when I do figure out what to do with this toe board and all. But I got some self-etching primer in there. I think I'll shoot on this stuff right here, and then I scraped a bunch of this old, whatever that was, like insulation stuff off too. But probably should have ground that down, but it's kind of worries me grinding on that stuff because I don't want to grind a hole through that pink Firewall. So let me shoot some primer on there, and then we'll see if we can put us a piece of sound deadening on there so we can mount the fuse box. All right, well, I guess this will do it for tonight. There's some stuff I got to get done, but this is so I only have one roller for this, and I can't really get in these tighter spots. When I did the Impala, the floor and the roof, it was basically, you know, all flat, and I didn't have all these little small spots to get into. So I ordered me a new roller set off Amazon, and I'll go back over all this. But fuse box hung. It may be a problem trying to get these wires through there because it's so darn close to the bottom of this fuse box, but it's basically the same footprint. Maybe not as wide, clearly, because it's 21. The other one was 21 circuit or something. This is 13, but yeah, I'll do what I can without trying to drill any more holes. But we'll jump back on this thing tomorrow. Alrighty, let's see if we can get a little bit more done today. Only thing I've done off camera was I separated the bundle that goes to the headlights and the horn, the ignition, the water temp sensor, the oil pressure, and the tail light, the back half of the harness. I ran them through, went ahead and did the existing hole. I just taped them up and just secured them together. That way it wouldn't be such a mess. Trying to wrangle that like herding cats. I'm pretty sure I'm going to, this will probably go something along those lines right there, as far as like straight across, and then I'm gonna keep a loop in this. I'm actually gonna pull that through just a little bit more, and we'll go ahead and loom some of this, and then run it to where it's headed to, and just leave it loose, leave it nothing secure yet. That way adjustments can be made. I'm about to pull this off. Charlie was actually peeking in this hole yesterday and noticed that the wire to the coolant fan, the wire to the coolant fan in there, not even connected. And then as I was under it looking at it to just see how I could come through here for this wire, this thing ain't even bolted. There's a bolt there. It's not even, it's like just pinching it. Same way with that one. Nothing there. No nuts on that. Missing a bolt there. I guess they missed that hole. I'm not sure what's going on there. And then there's some stuff not bolted there, and then plenty of other stuff underneath there that's just not done right either. But I'm gonna drag out some stuff, pull this panel off, and let's start doing some wiring. All right, let me see if I can get you in here. What I've done is I went ahead and took heat shrink, and I just closed this end of the loom up. And I've not used these. I always use a wrench. So here, I'll just take it off. So it swivels open so you can get it on the wire like that. Only thing with the wrench, you have to start at the beginning and you got to feed it through. So you'll take this little duckbill looking thing, and you just kind of work the yellow thing or the orange thing along, kind of like that. And it'll feed itself right in. So I'm gonna do this whole length of this wire. This is 5/16 loom. Oh. I'm not going to do the whole length of it because we probably don't need it anyway. Alrighty. Now, do the same thing. This is ignition, tack, and all that stuff. We'll do the same thing with it. And this one, I'll go all the way back to the firewall, and it'll actually go back into the firewall till about right here, I believe. So we'll get a little bit in there, and then this loom will be in that bigger loom in the same way with this one, and we'll put a heat shrink and shrink it up so it don't fall out. So I'm gonna do that and get it kind of laid out, and we'll see where we're at. All right, let me do a little catch up here. Ain't really much change in here. That's kind of how I want it routed up there. I mean, it's just kind of zip tied and secured to where it needs to go. All this stuff is ignition switch, column, gauges, HVAC stuff. I'm going to put an insulated clamp here, and then I'll bring them across the firewall back around. Took the battery tray off. I mounted the big maxi fuse on the side of that over there because the alternator will have to go to that, and it'll get power from the big stud on the starter, and that'll send 12 volt that'll send 12 volts back into the truck. Let's see, I don't know if I took a picture, if I videoed this or not. I think I did because I talked about all the non-bolted in stuff. Ran across another situation here that gonna have to deal with, and honestly, unfortunately, this may all have to change if I can't come up with some sort of solution with the clutch, and I'm not going to try to order or source these missing pieces until we get the clutch situated. But I'll show you what I'm missing or not. All right, the proportion valve and the brake switch, because I've got the brake switch wires in with that loom, and there is no brake switch. It should have been, according to everything that I've seen, a bracket come off that nut and a proportion valve. I don't know what's going on with this. That may be one of those just parts that's missing. So definitely got to have that. I'm gonna have to figure that out and see what the heck's going on with that. But if I can't figure out mechanical clutch setup, then we'll have to go hydraulic clutch, and all that will have to change. So I'll worry about that brake switch until the very last thing. I guess I'll worry about the brake plumbing until the last thing as well. I don't know, that's the situation it's on. But that's where I'm at. I'm gonna use these insulated clamps, route this front end stuff down through where these fenders bolt to these inner fenders right here, and loom it all up, and then everything that has to go that way is going to go across the firewall and back around. And clearly oil pressure switch, water temp, distributor power. I don't know if it has a tack or not, but there is a tack wire. I'll just go ahead and wire it up, and we got to jump into that maxi fuse from the alternator to the maxi fuse, and then clean up this mess with these cheap old battery cables, and rough it all in there, and then I'll take it back apart, and then I'll loom it, and we'll figure it all out. That's where I'm at tonight.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
All right, let me get you caught up here. I'm struggling to get enough accomplished for a video this week, so let me show you what I got going on. All right, so I got the battery. I've had that battery box out about 15 times. Got the battery, got the ground. I switched it around, put the battery in this way. Negative goes under, it ties up under here. That is the main fuse box, or the main circuit breaker. That is the main maxi fuse, fan relay, all that. Got the alternator loomed in. That's the fan control. The choke is wired in. We're connected to the starter. I got these little wire loom deals off Amazon, so that'll go like that, and then it'll actually pull out some in here, and it'll loop over to this bigger hole here. This stuff will have to go back toward the front here. I still gotta finish this stuff up. I pulled the distributor so I could get back in here and bolt these things on. All stainless 1032 hardware holds these tabs on. So I pulled the distributor so I could get to those. And another reason I kind of did that, I'm going to prime it. I'm going to prime the motor just like a brand new motor. I'm probably going to pour a bottle of zinc in here just to be on the safe side. There is a video of it running. I don't know how long it ran. It may have been broken in on a run stand, but I cannot confirm that. So I'm going to treat this thing as it's a brand new motor, and we'll break it in because it is a flat tappet. I can't confirm. It more than likely is a flat tappet cam. So that's my plan with that. There's those zip ties I couldn't find. I kind of think that's where I'm currently at. Like, I still have, so this goes to the back. We talked about that. That's when I realized there's no proportion valve or brake switch. This fan may actually get swapped out for a much better fan, like a Spall. Also, ran across another little interesting feature here. So, these trucks, the ignition switch is in the dash. I confirmed that with the 49 or 53, whatever that thing is out there in the field. And it actually goes right here. Well, you can see this has been shaved. Well, it's not a keyed column. So, what do we do here? And you can feel the backside here where it's been welded up. So there's no hole in the dash for a key switch. So that means I get to drill a hole in this dash, this pink paint. Why did they shave the radio, shave the key switch, but not fix this damn dash where the column bolts to? I know I've showed this umpteen times by now, but that blows my freaking mind. I mean, you know, it only holds the column on. So, I guess I'll have to decipher what to do there. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'll try to get the rest of the front loomed up and roughed in my direction of flow for the wires to the back, and then I guess we'll call it on this one. But I better get busy. All right, let me get you caught up here. So I've still not loomed this right here. These are coming off. I'm gonna actually mount it to the fender well and not these. I think I already said that probably 3 times. Kind of got it roughed in here. Headlights, high beam, low beam tied in. Marker light turn signal. I gotta add this ground. I jumped back in to the harness and ran it back across these little tabs here. What I've done, since up here was going to be, you know, if you're driving in the rain, this is going to be the wet spot. So everything's been butt connected, heat shrink, and these things have like a glue in them. And then I'm going to take this sleeve heat shrink and then put back over this entire thing and then double seal it. That's what I did over here too. So just trying to keep the water out. I'm going to connect this stuff and I'll probably call it for a day and jump back on this thing early in the morning and hopefully get everything loomed up, and we'll rough in the back. maybe, well, we got to wire in the tail lights, that's right. And maybe at that point we can probably call it there, because I need to jump inside the truck and do a headlight switch, and I need to wire the column for the turn signals. What else? I guess I better figure out something to do with that ignition switch, because there's nowhere to put it currently. I mean, I don't know what the deal with that was. Maybe some plans got crossed up, and that was supposed to have been a keyed column. Well, maybe I already said that. But yeah, I don't know why they'd shaved that. And then the key switch for the old harness is a bolting key switch. Because I may use that one. I don't know. I'm gonna see if O'Reilly's has a better one. Oh, where is that harness? Here it is. See, look, this is a bolt-in. So I don't know where they were planning on putting that, but there is no hole, so we'll figure that one out too. All right, a little bit of update here. Got the majority of the wiring done. I've not been down here, or not had as much time down here as I'd like to have had the last couple of days, but I'm rushing to try to get this video done, so I'll have a video this week. So the inside I have not tackled, like none. I've kind of separated just to test some features out, stuff like that, and like gauge wires, just gonna separate those. Kind of putting everything with the families of where it needs to go and try to figure out the routing and all that. And I still need to clean up my loop, put me some mounts in there, or some zip ties. Really, I don't really want to mount from the inside out. Anyway, what I was going to show you, I still have to run the wires to the tail lights. It's not a big deal, but we do have headlights and marker lights, so there's a tad of life in the truck now. So high beam, low beam work. I still need to make sure the fan, well, I got to finish wiring the fan. I don't like that fan, but we'll just, unless O'Reilly's has a spall in stock, I may leave this thing. I really hate how that mounts. May not be nothing I can do about it at the moment, but still need to clean this up just a little bit. That's power for the fan. I wish they was, I don't know, I'm gonna put that little pan, that little cover on here, and see if I can add another one of these things right here in the middle, just to keep it up snug so it doesn't droop. I'm afraid it'll droop more and more, but it's hard to put these little connectors on there because the button head like that needs to sit down in that little harness loom deal, and I can't flip it around where the nut is, because then I can't put the wire in there. Maybe, I don't know. Somewhere or another I need to figure out a way to put this in there. But I got the harness ran down through here. Like I said, I ditched the big insulated clamps. I'm not going to finish connecting the harness that goes across the back of the firewall to the firewall yet, because we still have a lot of surgery to do in this area right here. That connection, or my bundle going through the firewall, that didn't work out like I had in my mind. I don't know where I failed my idea at, but I'm not super happy with this. Maybe I can take a big piece of loom and loom it up so I don't know. It didn't work out as clean as I'd hoped. I don't really like it. But yeah, I'm gonna run the wires to the back for the tail lights. I'm not gonna, I can't put my brake lights, I can't wire the brake light switch in because I don't have a brake light switch, because I don't have a proportion valve for this master cylinder. I don't know if the other shop would have this missing stuff, like this missing panel for the floor laying around or not, or this master cylinder proportion valve. I don't even know if it's worth even having the owner call and see if we could get it, or what. Kind of a pickle. So And then unfortunately I have to drill this dash for this ignition switch, which is, and I've got to, this dash looks different. Something about this dash looks different than the truck in the field, but I can tell, like I have, look, okay, see my hand in here, there's a piece of welding wire. So there's something that's been welded up in there. I swear that one up there looks like it's got more of a flat spot in it. Maybe it's got a raised flat spot. You can see something was shaved right here because I can see body filler. I don't know. I'm rambling, sorry. But I'm gonna try to jump in here and get this stuff sorted out and see if we can get enough lights and whatnot going on for a video this week. All right, I've decided to not use the ignition switch that was with that Amazon harness, but this Power Plus 13 American Autowire kit does not come with an ignition switch, but it does, however, come with headlight switch and dimmer. It comes with wiring for a GM, I believe that's column mount only, but it does come with some stuff. I happen to have a Builder Series American Autowire kit that I was going to put in my Impala, that I've just not got around to because I can't stop driving it long enough. But it does have an ignition switch kit, part number 510805, with a good quality ignition switch with the plugs and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rob this out of my kit. I'll just replace it later, and we'll put this in. However, that presents another problem. And we're going to walk up here in the field and look at this yard art truck that I have and take a look at the dash, because I believe when they shaved this, there was a vital part, a detail of that dash that's gone now, which would be a flat surface for that switch to be. Could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before. But if that's the case, and there was a flat surface for that switch, then that means I'm left to be mounting a switch on a radius in the dash, which isn't good, and I'm not 100% sure what to do about that. So let's take a look at this thing. They are the same. You see how there was a flat surface for that switch, like a little raised part right there. Well, I do not have that anymore, so that is a problem. I can't put that switch on a radius. It'll look like teetotal dog crap. It'll be a pain in the hiney to drill. Now I don't know what to do. I could maybe mount it on the bottom, but it would be probably a pain to get the key in. What if the key falls out? You never know. You just never know what kind of mess you're gonna get into with some of this stuff. But I guess that's where we'll just end it off right there. So as you can see, and you can see there's a little pit right here. I don't know if you can or not, but that's obviously body fillers in that. That's the problem, because I can't mount, just for example, that flat nut. And if I go to tighten it up, well, you know, what if I go drilling into that thing and I start busting body filler out, and then the dash looks like this? Because this was where the headlight switch was, and when I tried to remove it, well, it was stuck right here. I've got a plan to fix this. I'm gonna make a bezel at work out of aluminum, nice 45 angle type deal, but we'll get to that when we get to wrapping up the dash. That'll probably be the next video. I got to put some thought into this ignition switch, because I'm afraid to drill that and create a giant mess that I can't hide, but we'll get it figured out. I did not wire the brake lights simply because I kind of want to do that last, because if I have to pull this brake light harness and all back through when I fix this firewall, I don't want to have to, you know, cut connections at the tail lights and unhook the sending unit and then the brake light switch and the reverse light switch and all that mess. So I think I'm just going to leave that hanging out right now. I'm just going to pull it back through, zip tie it up, just keep it out of the way. We'll do that at the end. But however, we do, however, have headlights. I did check the turn signal. You know, I checked some stuff with the test light, so this is where we're at this point. Lots left to do. Thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage, and we will see you on the next.